It's Hamish TV, bringing the hottest interviews ASA to the P, mic test 1, 2, 3, in collaboration with Gunman Boxing, the baddest boxing channel in the UK, no safety catch.
Perfect. So my topic is about Saudi Arabia and how it's boosting boxing and not just its financial but its popularity growth. How do you think Saudi Arabia has boosted boxing?
I think it's saved boxing in some sense. Turkey, obviously he's bringing the biggest fights on the biggest platforms, the biggest stages. It's bringing a whole new audience worldwide to boxing. I believe it has revived boxing in some sort of sense. You know, I believe there was a period of time where people were questioning whether boxing's even safe. Should boxing even be happening? But the boxing fans have to thank Turkey and Saudi Arabia because they are bringing us the biggest fights. So you got Riyadh season, you got all these big fights, mega clashing fights. Thanks to them, we've seen Tyson Fury versus Usyk, not once but twice. Yeah. We are seeing left, right, and centre mega clashes, mega fights, that full of action-packed fights you just don't want to miss. And yet again, we're still getting the home of boxing in the UK as well. Even with Riyadh, we're still getting big clashes at Wembley Stadium. Daniel Dubois, AJ. We've got Usyk and Dubois in July at Wembley Stadium. All thanks to Riyadh season and thanks to Saudi Arabia for investing such time and effort into the sport of boxing, and they're keeping boxing alive.
Yeah. So have you done any work in Saudi Arabia or anything like that?
I've been to Qatar.
How do you think the atmosphere is over there? Because it's quite controversial over there, isn't it? How do you think it is in your opinion?
Very welcoming. It's obviously lovely weather over there. I went with Misfits Boxing. Very welcoming. A lot of fan. There is a fan base over there. And sort of myself and find out there is fans over there, and it's good for them to be able to witness and experience boxing over there in these other parts of the world, which they haven't. It's very new, of course. I think that was the first boxing match ever in Qatar. If I might be right, I might be wrong. Very welcoming. Obviously, it's all about respect over there. As long as you're respectful, everything's good. They welcomed us with the sport of boxing very, very well, and I imagine Saudi Arabia the exact same. It's a very nice, respectful place to be. It's nice. It's welcoming. It's very welcoming to the sport of boxing.
Yeah, it's a lot of money going into it as well.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
You said, with the big fights, unimaginable fights.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think it will progress into the future?
Good question. I think boxing's just going to keep doing what it's doing. It's going to keep growing. We're going to keep seeing new, bigger names come. We have some big fights in Saudi Arabia, all over the world, Qatar, America, UK, London, Wembley, Mexico, you name it, everywhere. Boxing is going worldwide, and that's what we want. That's what the fans want to see worldwide. We want boxing everywhere, so everyone can get the chance to witness what boxing is all about, what the pro boxing is all about, everything. The sport as a whole is going worldwide, and that's what we want. Yeah.
So we've just wrapped up the press conference here. How do you think the atmosphere was in here?
Very good, very good. Very calm until we got onto the co-main event. We got a lot of supporters for Troy and Ezra here. Obviously, Ezra being from Nottingham himself. A lot of fire building up. Obviously, of course, this is the Hurt game. That's the theme for this card. So there's a bit of tension, and then there's obviously a lot of mutual respect as well. But all I can say is going to be big fireworks. A lot of action-packed fights to witness this Saturday at the Motorpoint Arena.
Yeah. So this press conference was open to the public. How do you feel about that being open to the public?
Open to the public should be a compulsory thing. I think just being able to see and witness in person what it's about, what's going down. It's an experience. Just have us watch it on TV or go onto YouTube Live. It's a nice experience, especially when it's at your doorstep. For instance, being in Nottingham, where I'm from, it's at your doorstep, so it's good to come down and they get a chance to actually speak to the fighters, speak to the promoters, speak to Frank Warren, and ask questions. Or as a fan perspective, it's good to be able to come down as a fan. The fans deserve all the respect. Because without the fans, there is no boxing. There is no boxing without the fans.
Yeah, say Lee Woodley, he is from Nottingham, and having the public come here cheer him on, it's a real moral boost, isn't it? Do you think more events? Say, I know you've said that it should be compulsory. How would you think of that going on in the future with people being open to come here?
So you're saying if people were allowed to come as a public?
More?
Yeah, so I think there could have been a lot more people in the public here today. I know a bunch of people that have got their eyes on this fight on Saturday that probably weren't even aware that it was open to the public, that they could come down here today. I think, if the message gets put out more that, this is open to the public, you don't want to miss this. You've got to come down, see these people face to face, watch the press conference, watch the walk, then, then the talk. You got to come down. I think, the more idea opening up of being open to the public and the fans, people will know about it more. The more of an outcome you would get, the more of a shop you would get, and more people come down. Obviously, fight night alone, the arena's going to be sold out. There's not going to be an empty seat left at all in the arena. Hands down, they're going to be rammed. But with all these press conferences, the weigh-ins, it'll be good for the fans to come down and see all this. And moving forward, we should get more fans to come down and see all this.